Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Test Automation Mantras. In today's video, I'm going to share one more topic around how to apply conditions when you're writing any select statements. So in today's session, I'm going to cover a few topics, and these conditions are going to be equal to, less than, greater than equal to, less than or equal to, not equal to, between, in, and like. So these can be called as operators as well. Like is now, there are other logical conditions you can apply, which is and, or, and not. Also, you can sort your data using an order by clause. Let's start one by one. So say, for example, in yesterday's meeting, we created one table. So in the video, I showed you how you can create live persons table and the orders table. We can reuse the same table, insert few more columns to verify all these conditions. So let me just query that table first. The table I created was persons. So again, you must remember the select statement by now. So select star from person, we got 2 records here. In this case, if you would like to, as I said, I'm going to talk about all the conditions today in the where clause. So when and how it is useful. As of now, I've selected all the columns, all the values, all the rows from the persons table. But if you would like to, say, filter out some data and want to fetch only a selected record. So from the person table, if you would like to fetch only the person ID 1, what you can do is put a where clause. So where is a keyword again here. Then the column name you want to filter on and say you would like to only select where person ID is 1. When you select that, you will get only one record. Say if you want to select only person with ID 2, you can apply that condition. So if you would like to select the records rows from the table for a specific from all the rows you want to select a specific row, you can specify the condition, but you need to know on which column you want to apply the condition on. There's no limitation. Say, for example, instead of person ID, you would like to apply condition on a first name. So what you need to do is first name as a column name equal to, say, test2. You would like to only select the records where first name is test2. So you can see it will return 2 records because the first name, so there are 2 records with the first name as a test2 and 2 records are returned here. You can do the same thing on any other column. Say, for example, you would like to apply a filter using a city. So you would like to fetch all the employees who are from a specific city. So in this case, say I'm going to select from Delhi. You got 1 record. If there were 20 records, it will return 20 records. So that was equal to. So wherever you apply equal to condition is going to match that value into that specific column and going to return the results. Second condition is greater than. This is primarily work. Say, for example, in this case, you would like to select all the employees above or below or equal to a certain age. So you can apply these operators, say here in this case, say greater than. So you would like to select all the persons above the age 12, right? So there is only one person with the details where age is about 20. If you would like to add more conditions, so we'll insert a bit more data just to see how these conditions works. And the other example is in this case, say it is not returning age 12, since we got 1 record here with age 12, and you would like to select that record as well. What you can do, specify a greater than equal to. What it is going to do is select where age is 12 as well as anything about 12. It's going to fetch all the records from this table. So select it, you execute, and you go to records here. If there were 100 records here in the table, it is going to return 100 records from the table if the age is above or equal to 12. Now the other condition is less than. So this was the case of greater than equal to. So this is a symbol of greater equal to. You can specify a condition like this. The other condition is less than or equal to. Again, say for example, you would like to select the records where age is less than 12. If there is any record, you will see the results returned. Since we do not have any records here with age less than 12, nothing is returned here. The other condition is less than equal to. Say you would like to select anything where age is 12 and less than. So including 12, if you execute the query, it is going to give you one record here. So one row is returned because there is a one record where age is 12. So it is fetching that condition, but nothing below than that. If there are any records, you will see the records will be returned here if age is less than 12. The other condition is not equal to. So we'll come to that. We'll insert few more records and come to that. The other one is say between, in, and like. So let's pick an example of between. So again, on which column you would like to apply the condition, you need to know. So in this case, say for example, you want to say age is between. So syntax is going to be between as a keyword, and you have to specify a condition like from what is the range you want to select in. So in this case, you would like to select all the records where age is between 1 and 12. So just remember, syntax is between is a keyword, and is a keyword, and is to check both the conditions, and it's inclusive. So 1 and 12, whenever you're using between condition, 1 and 12 are inclusive of the results. So it includes 1 and 12 as well. So if I go and execute that, I should get one record here because there is one row with the age 12. If you specify something which doesn't exist, it will not return anything. But if you say age between 1 and 13, so it is including 1 and 13 along with all other results. So once you execute, you should see two rows here with age 12 and age 13 because we only got two records here. The other condition you can apply, operator you can apply, is age. So you can say age in. This is again a range you can specify. Say for example, you would like to select age in 1 and 12. This is a syntax that in is a keyword, and in the bracket you can specify the range or data what you're looking for. So in this case, only one record matching with age 12. There's other example you can specify. It's not just for the integers only. You can specify a string as well. So if you just query select star from person, say for example, and you go to records here, if you would like to select where your first name, where the person's first name in something. So here you can specify a string like in single quotes. You can say test2. If there is any other records for the person you would like to select, you can specify that as well. So you can specify a list of the values you would like to look into that column and return the results from the person table. So it is going to return me both the records as it got two records with the first name as test2. So whatever range you specify in condition is going to look into those, look for those values into the column and then return the results accordingly. There's other condition. So in accepts your integers or strings, both cases. You can specify when you know a range of values or range of strings which you would like to search for. In is useful in that case. Like, say for example, you don't know the exact keywords, what is the value going to be in that column, and you have to just search with the wildcard characters. Like is very useful. So in this case, say first name, like is a keyword again. So the syntax is going to be where the column name like, and then you specify the value with the wildcard characters. Say you don't know from, character might be starting from something you don't know, but you would like to search anything contains in between est. So the first name, you're looking into the column first name and you're trying to search for a value like the text contains est in it. The first name contains est in it, and when you select and execute, what do you expect as a result? It should return you both the records. So two rows should be returned here as you go. Similar to that, you can apply on any column. Say for example, you say city like something EST and you try to run, do you expect it will return something? No, it won't, because there is no record in the city column contains a text as EST anywhere in between. But if you change the text as, say, for example, DE, do you expect something to be returned? Yes, because the text city value contains DE in the words or the values. So Delhi. So this is how you can use city. So you can, the conditions you can apply, like search anything, starting with anything, ending with anything, or anything in the middle. I can even just say like this. So say, for example, I would like to match with first three letters is DEL, then anything in between, then the H letter, and then it's ending with anything. So if I execute that, it's going to return me that. But if you just miss one, it's not going to find anything. But if you say you don't know that one as well, the first letter you know, the third letter you know, and the fifth letter you know. So you can specify something like that. So you get, this is like a wildcard search character. So you can, this percentage is a wildcard search. Now, say, for example, there are other ways. Say you don't know what is, you want to just search for any letters starting with and anything in between and ending with just one character. There are ways you can search with using that $sign as well. Now that was about like. The next condition or logical operator, or you can specify is null. So when it is useful, say you would like to select all the column or all the rows from the table where a particular column value is null. So as per the data what we have, we got only one column, which is city, doesn't have a value. So say, for example, you would like to select where city is null because you have to maybe update the data. Data is not correct. You're just watching it and want to update by filtering the records. So in this case, say city, you can say return the results where city is null. And what you think it's going to return? It should return you one record here because there is only one record where city is null, right? That is null. So you can apply, say, for example, there is an employee table and employers watching all the employees where the employee not getting, say, any commissions. So you can have a query like select star from employees where commission is null, and you can also use another query to find not null data as well. So you just need to use here, you want to fetch all the cities from the person table where city is not null. So city column got a value here. So it will return that other record what we have. So that is about is null and is not null. So just try with some examples and it should help you clearing your doubts. If you have any, when you play around with the data, write a query, you should get more clarity there. Logical conditions, as we have already discussed, this is and, or, and not. So and is specifically used in the case where you would like to combine two conditions. So in this case, say you would like to say person ID equal to 1 and city equal to something like, say, Delhi. Is this condition going to work here? No, it won't return any results because both of them are not matching, because the employee which got the Delhi as a city is employee ID, sorry, person ID 2. So when you execute, you should get in this condition. Now, this is AND condition where both sides of conditions should be true. So this should be true as well as this should be true. Whereas if you have OR, logical OR operator, then either of the side of condition can be true. If this is true, it will return the results. If this is true, it will return the results. So it doesn't need to match both the conditions, but in the case of AND, both sides needs to be true. When we execute this query, what do you expect? Is it going to return one record or two records? So person ID 2 is true. We do have a record. Also, we do have like Delhi as a city. So actually it's going to return one record to you, because in this case it's matching to the same row as well as in this one. You can specify you want to return where person ID is 1 or city is null, say for example. So either of them. So we do have a record where city is null, so this is true in that case. And we got a person ID with 2. That is another condition which is also true in this case. So in this case, we are going to get both the results, because this is true or this is true. So both of them are true here. So or condition is going to fetch both the results and return to you. The last one is order by. So order by is just sorting up your records. So to sort your records, what you can do is you can use the order by clause. So you can use without where clause, or you can use with the where clause. In this case, order by is a keyword. Then you need to specify like on which column you want to apply the sort by. Say for example, I say sort by age. Then by default, you don't specify ascending, descending. It's going to return in the ascending order. But if you would like to see the data in the descending order, you can use the descending keyword here. So if you select and execute that query, you can see the results are returned in the descending order. You can apply multiple columns here. So there are different ways. Either you can specify, say, column name you would like to do by age, and then you would like to do with the person ID as well. So that's the another column. So you can specify n number of columns into the into the order by clause. Now you can specify like column numbers as well. So 1 and 2. So person ID and person name, and so descending. Say order ID by 1 specify, and you say descending. It's going to return 2 and 1 in this case. So you can specify order by the column numbers, or you can specify by the column name itself. So that is the case of using sort by clause. Let's try to insert few more columns and understand all these conditions again. So in the persons table, let's try to insert, say, salary column, or say commission column. We can insert any column. So you must remember the syntax. So insert into, what is the table we want to insert in person, and what are the values going to be. Say person ID 3, first name, say John, last name, you can say anything here. I can't think of a name here, and anyway, so first name, last name, and age, say for example 34, and city is going to be, say, Mumbai, right? So now these are the values, and if you just execute, it should be one row should be inserted. Let's commit it. Records are inserted into the table. If you select from person table, so I'm just inserting a record, and we'll add another column very soon. So inserted another record. Now if you have to add a new column, do you remember the syntax? Alter table person, I hope. So alter table name person, and then what you need to do is add the column name. So to add the column name, say for example, we want to add a salary column here. Maybe someone is getting a salary or someone is not getting the salary. So that could be the case we can take here. So if you have to add a column, so add table person, and then add what is the column name you are going to use here. Say salary. Sorry, I think I need to use so specify your salary varchar. Sorry, keyboard varchar, and say anything specify. I think I need to add a column name, column keyword here. I don't know, need to. Okay, so salary, as you see, it is null here. Now salary is added, but say for example for the employee 3, you would like to add a salary, you would like to update the record. So do you remember the update syntax? So update, what it is going to be, update the person table, Yeah, so you don't need to keyword here as a table. You just need to remember all these syntax. Set, what is the column? Salary, and say for example it is 2000. Where? Because you don't want to update for all persons. It is just one person, which is person ID 3. You would like to update the table and the salary column in it. So once you do that, you go and select it. As you can see, the employee, this person table is updated with the salary column, so which is great. Now, if you look at that and you would like to query this salary column, let's reuse the same thing and say where salary is, your salary is a not null, right? In this case, what it is going to return? 2000, right? But if you say salary is null, what it is going to do? It is going to return all the null records here. So all these two employees doesn't have a salary here. Similar to this, you can add more records and you can try to play around with this table and say how it is working with all these conditions put in place. I would say create an employee table with the simple columns like first name, last name, the location, the salary, the commission, and then insert the records using an insert statement. Try to use update. So this is just kind of a practice, like keep some values as null or as default, but go and update it later using an update statement. This helps you practicing more and more. So once you do that, try to query with different conditions and see how you go. That's all for today. I'll try to put more examples as and when I go, and hopefully it helps you understand the basics of SQL and how these conditions in the where clause you can use differently and helps you understanding your building. But just remember, practice is the only thing which can help you understanding things better. So keep practicing. Thank you so much for watching today's session.